We're back here on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. Collin Smith alongside David Lewis for the second leg of today's double header. David, how are you feeling going into game two?
I'm feeling like we missed a lot of what the Giants have been in game one. I mean, only 2 hits in game one for an offense that has scored over 30 runs the past few days. So, I mean, it has been very difficult to swallow that game one loss, 5-1, the final to the Senators, but all eyes turn to game two now. You can still split a doubleheader, and a split is better than a sweep. So you try and get what you can here in game two.
Split would be big here for the Giants. They face South County tomorrow, so if they get this win, they have a chance to beat South County and pass them in the standings and get out of last place, which is always a good thing. But they're going to need the win here today in order to do that. And as you mentioned, split better than a sweep. Gaithersburg hoping their bats come alive here in the second game. Alex Angelitis is going to start on the mound for the Giants. Graduated from Merrimack, now in the portal, looking for home number 2. First batter he'll face is Nick Flores, who led off with a double all the way to the back left field wall in game one. First pitch ball. It's Ethan McNally behind the dish now for the Giants. Had a suspension, so he wasn't allowed to be here for game one, but comes in game two and gets his catcher's gear on and ready. Second pitch is a ball from Angelitis, throws that one back to McNally and requests a new one from the ump.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, McNally thrown out in the late stages of the loss at Bethesda back on Wednesday, so he missed yesterday's contest against the Crop Dusters, as game one of his suspension and game two of his suspension was today.
There's the first strike of this at-bat. Flores, the shortstop out of VCU.
Angelitis making his second start for the Giants.
And that one's fought off by Flores into the net behind him. 2-2 is the count as Flores steps out of the batter's box, collects himself, and as well as Angelitis out on the mound, kicks some dirt up. So the game started with a bang last time around. We'll see if game two matches that energy for the Senators. Another fight-off foul from Flores. Count remains 2-2.
Flores, one of the few non-substitutions for Scott Middleton's squad. He reached on 4 out of his 5 plate appearances, a double and 2 singles in game one.
And he gets this one out into the field. It's Brady Powell calling for it, but instead it's Joey Nicholson that will jog in and get the out. One down for Gaithersburg here in the game two of the doubleheader. It starts off slightly better than it did in game one.
Yeah, nice work by Angelitis to get Nick Flores, who was really the most constant presence for the Senators lineup in game one.
Now it's Trotch up to bat. Trotch, we think we kind of both agreed he was probably the star of the show in the last game. Had that incredible diving catch as well as some great at-bats. Fouls that one first off. Does not start off with a bunt this time, as he did in every other at-bat beforehand. This one again off his bat, but it's right to the vacuum of Brady Powell. Moves in from left field where he started game one. Now at his more normal position in the infield, second base, and he finds that one easily. 2 outs down here in Gaithersburg.
So Brady Powell last summer when he was with the Giants was recovering from an injury that kind of limited how the use of his arm, his throwing arm that is. So that's why he slotted in at second for a lot of last summer. But actually in the spring at Radford played a lot of the outfield, which is why he was in left field in game one and for a portion of this season.
First pitch strike from Angelitis. Now facing Tribble. There's ball one, low in the zone. Angelitis has gotten first two batters out with balls that were off the bat but did no damage. So he finds strike two facing Tribble. The top three in the order for Southern Maryland, the same as it was in game one. And this one's off his bat. It's into right field. Joey Nicholson isn't able to get under it. Logan Tribble's going to head too. Looks like he's going to dive in. The ball is not there in time. He's safe. Ryan Maxey doesn't let him advance any further after fielding that ground ball throw from Joey Nicholson.
So Tribble on that one having to get fully extended and just really poked it out into right field. An opposite field base hit for him. And then the throw from Nicholson made its way to the grass faster than Nicholson would have liked. So skipped along the grass rather than maybe one hop or just in the air into second may have gotten the runner in Tribble.
Well, now Angelitis sets to face Steven Krause. Gets a first pitch strike. He's checking on Tribble, taking his lead off second first before delivering this one. High foul ball from Krause into the netting here. Angelitis sends this one. It's into the zone. Good contact made. Ethan McNally's going to take his mask off and dive to try to catch it. But that one goes too wide of the field of play. No Giant able to get their glove under it. So this at-bat with Steven Krause will continue. Angelitis shakes off that one. Finds himself in the 0-2. Looking for one more strike to exit this first inning with no damage done. It remains Tribble out on second. This pitch too high for the zone. 1-2 is the count. Angelitis delivers this one off Krause's bat. Again, goes far left foul. Not in the field of play. So he will continue to swing. Now Angelitis steps back up on the bump. Krause back into the box. This one put too far for the zone. Will be into a 2-2 count now with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Game 2 as well. Whole lot of 2s. It's also number 2 Steven Krause up to bat. Those are the numbers you're going to play in the lottery tonight because that's strike 3. And 3 outs for the Giants. No runs scored by the Senators, and Game 2's underway. Stay tuned with us here on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. We're back here in Gaithersburg. It's game 2 of the double header. Bottom of the first is the Giants head up to bat. Effective pitching from Alex Angelaitis there for Gaithersburg in the first inning. Brady Powell, first up for Gaithersburg. Had a vacuum catch in the first inning. Now looks to get the offense going for his Blue Giants. First pitch outside. It's Luke Emery on the mound out of Fairmont for Southern Maryland.
Giants have seen Luke Emery back in the first game of the regular season on June 4th, where he pitched 1 inning, 2 runs given up, both earned, and 4 hits in relief, as well as 2 strikeouts.
Emery finds the zone there for the 1-1. It's Lucas Grantham behind the dish. That one's far outside, forcing Grantham to reach. 2-1 now for Brady Powell. Reached base on an error in the last game. Gets his bat behind this one. Goes foul before being a play made. Danny Serwick was ready if it had stayed inside the lines.
So nearly an identical starting lineup for Scott Middleton and the Senators. Just 3 substitutions. Cale Vinson at second, Lucas Grantham behind the plate, and then at designated hitter MJ Phillips. But the other 6 all filled with the starters from the first game as well.
We saw the Senators go deep into their bench in the first game, so trying to get those starters rested, hoping they can come out and make the same impact they did.
Vinson and Grantham, as well as Phillips, all actually made their way into the lineup as substitutions.
As that one is off the bat of Powell into the gap, and he reaches first base. So, Giants have an early base runner here. No outs as Danny Orr steps to the plate. He's on third base today. And as well, in our program, he was the highlighted player spotlight for today. David, what do you think Danny Orr's favorite food is?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with chicken tenders.
Well, according to today's program, that's a foul ball from Orr far over into the playground and soccer fields here. It's donuts. Would you think from a speedy infielder it's donuts? He enjoys them nonetheless. Certainly has been an effective force, batting .373 this year, as he gets the 1-1 count. He leads this Gaithersburg squad in at-bats. 59 of them, this being his 60th. Gets behind that one, sends it foul towards the Southern Maryland dugout. 1-2's the count. Powell still out there as the first base runner. Now Emery finds his stance. Powell took off. Got a good jump on it. The throw is there from Grantham. Is it there in time? They call Powell safe. It was Flores attempting to apply the tag. So just like that, the Giants find themselves runner in scoring position. Their team leader in at-bats up to bat. No outs. 2-2's the count. Orr got behind this one. Throws his bat in frustration as Trotch is right there to eat it up. Makes the throw to third despite Brady Powell not attempting a tag up. So 1 out now.
Yeah, Orr had a struggling night last night in Olney, where he's currently 0 for 3 in that game with 2 strikeouts. Again, that game will resume on Wednesday. It'll be the top of the 7th, and the Giants up to bat with a 3-run lead.
Brady Ruiz-Weiss now up to bat, sends a high foul ball. It's going to hit the net and go over before any Senator can make a catch. It'll be interesting to see the Giants batting in the top of the inning here at Criswell Automotive Field, as it started and only will continuation happen here in Gaithersburg. Brady Ruiz-Weiss watches that one in center field this afternoon.
So Emery comes into this start. It's his first start, first off, but a 5.4 ERA and a 2 WHIP.
Powell took off for third. The pitch was low, not handled by Grantham, and Powell easily finds himself on the far corner. That was also a ball to Brady Ruiz-Weiss, so 2 improvements at once.
And now with Powell on third, I doubt we see a bunt from Ruiz-Weiss, but anything can happen.
He gets his bat behind that one, sends it to first base. Powell's going to be able to cross home as Ruiz-Weiss gets out, but the Giants begin the scoring. 1-0 here at Crystal Automotive Field. Brady Powell had 2 stolen bases in his track of running and eventually gets sent home by Brady Ruiz-Weiss.
Yeah, so I mentioned no bunt, but still a good sacrifice hit from Ruiz-Weiss. And the Giants with the first lead of the game and first lead of the day that they've had.
Now, Jacob Bunch, a recent addition to Gaithersburg. This is my first opportunity to witness him on the broadcast. David, you've been seeing a little bit of him so far.
Yeah, his power is remarkable. With the bat in his hands, it feels like it's 10 times bigger around that is, because the ball just flies off his bat if he can just get a hold of one.
Well, he finds himself down early 0-2 to Emery. He's designated hitting tonight. Also plays a bit of catcher. Again, finds his bat behind it, but it's late and it's just chopped foul. He's wearing the big 44. You and I, two Syracuse guys, know that. That stands for Jim Brown, another physically imposing force. Now Jacob Bunch. 0-2, swing and a miss to retire that inning. We'll head to the second. The Giants, first one to add a tally mark to the scoreboard. It's 1-0 here on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network.
Right?
Yeah. Back here in Gaithersburg, Giants are up 1-0 on the Southern Maryland Senators. Alex Angelitis remains out on the mound, faced 4 batters, let up 0 runs there in the first inning. First man he'll face is Carter Grion, the right fielder out of UConn. Another returning starter from Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Angelitis delivers that one too high for the zone. 1-0. Grion facing Angelitis. Now the Merrimack man puts this one too far inside. Second ball of the at-bat. Grion watches that strike now. Grion only batting 158 this season. Finds himself early 2-1. Gets it behind that one. It's going to be fouled over the high nets here. Over into the soccer field area here.
Yeah, you mentioned Grion's struggles in this season, but I mean, last year he led the Cal Ripken League in home runs with 9, so he is definitely capable of his plate presence.
Gets strike 3 there. So he heads back. His batting average will not improve. Good pitching from Alex Angelaitis to fight off down early in the count to get the first out here in the top of the second.
It was down 2-0 was Angelaitis, and then put 3 over the plate. Well, and got 1 foul ball.
Over the plate enough for Gurion to be swinging at them. As following him up is Danny Serwick, the third baseman out of Boston College.
You're not wearing your Boston College polo today.
No, I've been rocking the Boston College polo every once in a while. As you and I like to mention, two Syracuse guys. I'm not the biggest fan of the Eagles. It is a nice polo, though. Okay. I'm glad I didn't pick it for the Senators game. Don't want to give any sort of support. This is a 0-1 count.
So in game 1, Surowick let a ground ball go between his legs, as we witnessed, and he's back at third base and hopes to not repeat that in game 2.
Angelaitis delivers this one. It's off Surowick's bat. Backpedaling is Joey Nicholson. Will he get there in time? He does. All the way back to almost the warning track. Makes the catch. Trackman doesn't give us a distance on that one, but it was deep. It was a deep cut ball. Well hit from Surowick, but not enough for Joey Nicholson to knock it under it.
Yeah, I'm sure at most other ballparks that is a home run or close to. The lines here 20 extra feet than most other ballparks in the Cal Ripken League, so depending on where that one was lined up, it may have gone in a couple ballparks.
0-1, MJ Phillips up to bat now. He is the DH tonight, junior out of Towson. Also listed as a pitcher on the roster. So maybe the next coming of Shohei Ohtani here in the Cal Ripken League. 1-1. That one too high. Handled well by McNally. So 2-1 is the count. Angelaitis already has 2 outs this inning. I'm sure he's happy this one's at Crystal Automotive. Not letting that last one go yard. Check swing there from Phillips. Called strike regardless.
Yeah, I think for sure it's South County. That ball by Surowick would have been gone. Maybe not at the Senators' home stadium down in Waldorf, as that's a minor league affiliate of the Blue Crabs.
That one's high into the air from MJ Phillips. Calling for it is the triangle on the left side. Who's going to be the one to decide to get it? It's Ryan Maxey at short. Backpedaling finds the third out for the Gaithersburg Giants. Stay with us here. Plenty of more baseball ahead in Gaithersburg. Back here on the Gaithersburg Giants broadcast network, Collin Smith joined alongside David Lewis. This is game 2 of today's double header. Bryce Rudisil stepping up to the plate. First baseman, junior out of Mount St. Mary's. So, the action got started in the first inning. Giants putting up the first tally mark. Swing and a miss there from Rudisil. Looking to repeat that bats were struggling in the first game, to say it lightly. Russo gets it behind, but that's going to go way foul, out of play. No chance for the Senators to get an out.
Rudisil also currently in the lineup for the unfinished game against the Crop Dusters. He's 1 for 3 in that game, singled in his first at-bat last night.
That one's delivered outside from Luke Emery. 1-2 now. Rudisil gets it behind that one. It's going to stay fair. It got past Steven Krause. Rudisil's rounding for second base. It's going to be an effort to get there. The throw is there from right field from Carter Grion. They say he is safe. It was a good throw from Grion to Flores, but not there in time. Rudisil is safe. He takes a timeout to take his batting gear off. And Ethan McNally, the catcher today, steps up. No outs and a man in scoring position.
Way to sneak that in the first base line and into right field. Bryce Rudisil then legging it into a double. It was pretty bang at second place, but he's able to get in there safely, and then a runner in scoring position now for Ethan McNally.
Rudisil put it right past his own defensive position. Steven Krause was playing a little bit towards the infield there and just barely snuck by. Behind it is McNally. It's high into the sky. Cale Vinson will call for it, and it lands directly into his glove. Aaron Babayev will now be in the batter's box for your Giants. He's in left field tonight.
And because of the pitcher availability issues, just in terms of how many games the Giants have had to play, there was a chance that Babayev would have pitched in Bethesda back on Wednesday, but that did not come to fruition. The Giants were able to get through that game using just pitchers and pitchers only.
It's always interesting when you see positional guys step onto the mound.
He was really excited, too. He was pumped. He was showing Casey Gibbs, an assistant coach for the Giants, videos from high school.
Well, he gets some power behind that one, sends it all the way foul, and that lands over on a storage container here at Criswell Automotive Field.
But, I mean, he was pumped. He had the videos ready, too, because Casey Gibbs was like, you can't throw, I forget what the exact velocity was, but he's like, yes, I can. I have the video to prove it.
There's a warning. I believe it was a balk warning, potentially. I don't know. I think they said he stepped off at a bad time.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hard to hear the umps from up here.
Yeah.
Babayev gets his bat behind that one. And it's not fielded well by Nick Flores. It just barely popped off his glove. And so Bryce Rudisil takes third base, and the corners are filled. That was interesting. Nick Flores kind of just jogged at that one and didn't really get his full glove behind it.
I'm not sure if he thought it was going to slow down more in the infield grass than it did. It only left the bat at 73, so I'm not quite sure. Just not timing up the ground ball well.
It's now Joey Nicholson, the right fielder from Gaston product, in the batter's box, working with one out. Babayev on first, Rudisil on third. That pitch called strike, 1-1 is the count. Bottom of the second here.
And for Babayev's sake, that was scored a single. Babayev currently in the portal searching for his new home.
There's strike two. And Joey Nicholson wasn't too happy about that. Turned around, shook his head.
I mean, he had his first home run of the season last night in only a 2-run home run. I was very excited to call that one.
And that one is unmistakable. Inside, there's ball two.
Yeah, not sure he could hit a home run with that one. 86, having to move his body back to make sure it didn't hit him.
You'd have to take 2 steps out and do a bit of a Happy Gilmore swing. Emery delivers this one across. They're asking if he goes. It was a check swing. and they go to the first base ump. He says he did, so Joey Nicholson is packing. Nicholson, again, not happy with the call, but as you and I like to say, as the ump calls it.
As the ump calls it, and it has been kind of a contentious at times this past week about check swings and other things that happen over the course of the game.
Babaev's taken off for second, attempted throw up by Grantham, and Babaev catches himself in a pickle. Didn't get a good jump on it. Finds him. He didn't even get a chance to slide in on that one. Tried to turn back for first base. Was handled well by Flores. So that brings an end to the second inning. 2 base runners stranded. It will be the Senators up to bat when we come back. All right, let's go back. Back here, Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. Alex Angelitis remains on the mound for your Giants. Lucas Grantham, the catcher that just made that impressive throw out from behind the plate to get Aaron Babaev to retire the inning, steps to bat.
Yeah, not sure if it was just a poor jump for Babaev or a great pop-up and throw-down by Grantham or a combination of both. But either way, a gutting feeling to leave a base runner stranded on third.
High ball there for the first pitch from Angelitis. This one's behind the bat of Grantham. It's going to make it into the gap. Nate Houghton-Henley. Sorry, not Nate Houghton-Henley. Brady Ruiz-Weiss is going to pick this one up. I was calling the center fielder from the first game. Immediately realized that we're already on to game 2. So, just like that, the Senators find their first base runner of this inning. Cale Vincent steps to the plate. Out on second base out of Middle Tennessee State. Watches a high ball one from Angelitis. No movement from Grantham yet. Taking a small lead off first. There's another ball from Angelitis. High in the zone. High above the zone.
Angelitis' command that he had in the first 2 innings just not there at the moment.
Attempted throw out to get Grantham packing on first base. And that one is put to the outside of the zone. Ethan McNally did a good job of making that look a bit closer than the TrackMan put it. (3-0). Does he find the zone? No, he doesn't. He will walk Cale Vincent, and the top of the order, Nick Flores, will come up to bat for Southern Maryland. So now base runners on first and second for Gaithersburg, for Southern Maryland. Set up bat here now. McNally was going to attempt to throw out there. This was a high pitch and pulled back bunt from Nick Flores.
And this is absolutely not who you want to see at bat. If you're the Giants, Nick Flores, one of 2 main characters in the offense.
He sets up the bunt again. McNally's trying to get there in time. Will he throw to first? Flores, it goes. They say Flores was safe. Bases will be loaded. It was an impressive reach from Rudisil to maintain the throw from McNally.
Yeah, it was actually Powell having to cover. Rudisil crashed downhill on the bunt attempt, and then Powell came over, and Powell not as tall as Rudisil, so couldn't make that back leg stick, while also catching the baseball, but Powell wisely making sure the baseball ends up in his glove and not going anywhere further.
Good correction. Now, this one's cracked off the bat of Adam Trotch. A pal again calls for it and catches it. Bases will stay loaded. Now up to bat will be Logan Tribble with the bases loaded with 1 out. This one is high, handled well by McNally. Ball 1. So, Gaithersburg finds himself in a bit of a dangerous situation here. David, only 1 out and the bases loaded. Gelitis delivers ball 2. You certainly don't want to walk in a run right now.
Yeah, nowhere to put Tribble, but Tribble with the only extra base hit thus far for the Senators. So obviously you got to play to both sides.
There's the strike. Tribble finally finding the zone in this battle. 2-1's now the count. Certainly hitting into a double play would be ideal here. Gaithersburg trying to escape with their 1-run lead. It's behind that, sent right back to Angelitis. They throw home to McNally. He forces 1 out, throws it to first, and he gets the second. David, I think we've broken the broadcaster's jinx. I asked for a double play, and God provided. The Gaithersburg Giants escape that one with no runs allowed, despite bases being loaded. 1 out. That was quite amazing to watch.
Yeah, that was certainly nice, and Angelitis didn't really have to throw it as hard as he did to McNally at home, but he did, and it gave McNally enough time to throw down to first and end that inning.
Well, he's a pitcher. He delivered a pitch. I'm surprised Trackman didn't pick it up, but that will end the inning. Stay with us here on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. And we're back on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. After that impressive double play opportunity, the Giants are going to head up to bat. Ryan Maxey is back up because the last time Gaithersburg was out, the third out was Aaron Babayev stealing while Maxey was at the plate. Starts with the 0-1. Good piece of it sent all the way into the net. Lucas Grantham tried to grab it off the bounce. Wouldn't have been for an out, but impressive nonetheless.
Maxey walked in his final plate appearance last night in Olney, but is 0 for 2 in that box score. He had an RBI triple in the late stages of the game at Bethesda on Wednesday.
Good eye catching the ball there despite the 0-2 count.
Yeah, good eye at 73, so he made the decision to take that high and was hoping that it didn't drop down.
Gets a good piece of that one. It's going to be sent to left field. Tribble is there to make the catch. There's the first out of the bottom of the third. So, top of the order is back. Brady Powell, second baseman tonight, was an outfielder this afternoon, as the lights are now here. Sky's still gray, rain holding off in Gaithersburg. Emery remains on the mound for Southern Maryland. Puts this one inside on Powell.
Powell with 2 steals already in the first inning, and that's what helped him plate the first run of game 2.
Outside ball handled well by Grantham. No base runners to punish despite that. Emery winds up, puts this one on the inside of Powell. So we've seen 3 straight balls, and they've gone to the polar opposite ends of the zone here.
Well, we'll see if fourth time's the charm here for Luke Emery.
Puts it on the outside. No motion from the ump. A little bit of hesitation from Brady Powell, but he gets to take first base nonetheless. And Danny Orr steps up to bat. The man that wears no gloves. We've seen a lot of flying bats in the past week. We saw a couple down at couple at DC. We saw one from Collin Hughes earlier today that almost cleared the fence, but Danny Orr, the only guy without gloves, still yet to let go of it. Does not get that one fair, called foul before reaching third base. Powell shaking his head onto that one.
Left the bat at 118. Not sure if that's a TrackMan error, but it went right into the ground. So 118 couldn't go anywhere but right in front of Danny Orr.
Props to Danny Orr if that is the speed. Wonder how his golf game is. Watches that one inside. 1-1 the count now. It's Powell out on first. And he takes off. This is an outside pitch. Will he get there in time? The throw was there. The tag is not from Flores. Grantham popped up as quick as he could as Emery gave him a high pitch and an opportunity at it, but just like last time, Brady Powell steals second. 3 stolen bases for Brady Powell through 3 innings.
That's insane.
Powell gets his bat behind that one, sends it into the netting.
And I actually noticed that yesterday in Olney, a lot more aggressive base running, a lot smarter base running from Gaithersburg, gave them some more opportunities, especially in the 6th inning, which they were able to extend even further.
Brady Powell takes off again, trying to get a 4th stolen base. This one's off the bat of Orr. It gets into the gap past Flores. So Brady Powell got the early jump, is going to head home as Orr takes first. And Brady Powell, the aggressive base running, pays off. Back-to-back trips through the order. Brady Powell crosses home plate. It's 2-0 here in Gaithersburg.
Not sure if that was a called RBI or not, but Danny Orr puts it, or called hit and run, excuse me, but either way, Danny Orr puts it right in the gap between shortstop and third for an RBI single.
Foul tip there from Brady Ruiz-Weiss in center field. The Yale guy, economics major. We were talking with him about that during one of the rain delays.
I was talking to him during batting practice, too, because I just had questions about them in terms of NIL and other things that may come into play during recruiting. And he complained and said, yeah, the Ivy League's no NIL there, so the Yale Bulldog will happily take his Ivy League economics degree.
He watched the second strike. Gets his bat behind this one. It's high, and Lucas Grantham was calling for it. Now it's Serwick, waits for it, and gets the second out. We saw a high fly ball drop in the last game. Southern Maryland not able to secure it. This time, different, though.
Yeah, we're under the lights here now in Gaithersburg, and that's going to possibly pose some more issues for fielders.
Jacob Bunch, the big 44, sends us deep into center field. The play is not made by Trotch. So, like that, Orr will cross home, and Trotch will lead to second with no play at second base. So that was an easy double. That was also an RBI, getting Orr all the way home.
I was talking about in his first at bat how Bunch just needs to get a hold of one, and this is not good for Bunch. He came around first base a little limpy, and he is going to have to exit this game.
Manager TJ Brockway going to send in a pinch runner for Bunch, and his night's going to end early.
And we hope that's not a long-term injury. He tosses the helmet behind the dugout in frustration, and it looked like he did get injured while running the bases. Not sure if it was before or after touching first, but you could see it on the way to second base.
And that was impressive. Aiden Marino will be the pinch runner. It'll be interesting to see if Marino stays in as a designated hitter for the rest of this game. Gives manager TJ Brockway flexibility there since Bunch was DHing tonight.
Yeah, Bunch working with the trainer immediately behind the dugout. And back to my previous point, in his first at-bat, I was talking about Bunch getting a piece of one and letting it ride, and there 99 off the bat, and Adam Trotch, probably the hardest fly ball that he's had at him between now the 9 innings he's played in the field, and there it just went right over his head. So again, we hope Jacob Bunch is okay.
Southern Maryland's also making a change on the mound. Timeouts needed by both squads as Jace Kunan, number 13, steps to the bump for Southern Maryland. Marino's going to head out to second as that pinch runner. Something we talked about in the last game, David, that we saw some new walk-up songs today with new players added. What would your walk-up song be if you were batting in this game?
If I was batting in this game, it's tough. I mean, I'd have to go with Youthful Kids from It's Murph.
Okay.
One of my favorite house artists. If I was a pitcher, though, specifically a reliever, it would be Circus Maximus by Travis Scott, the intro specifically.
I like the call out for a relief pitcher. Nothing's more electric than a walkout song for the pitchers. And this one's off the bat of Rudisill. It's into center field, and just like that, this half inning will be retired after that timeout. Stay with us here. Plenty of more action on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network.
Okay.
All right. Back here on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network, Alex Angelitis remains on the mound for Gaithersburg. First man he'll face is a pinch hitter. It's number 2, Steven Krause. Sorry, not a pinch hitter, first baseman. I was looking at 22, Danny Surik on my batter sheet. So Steven Krause, first base out of Binghamton tonight. First pitch ball from Angelitis. Sends that one inside. Doesn't clip him, so that's only ball 2.
Angelitis let his control kind of get away from him in the last inning, but ultimately didn't lead to any damage done against the Giants.
Good piece of it from Krause, but it's going to go foul. That was sent far, not inside the yellow post, so his at-bat continues. It's the first strike in the count. No TrackMan pickup there, David, but that was crushed.
Yeah, it was crushed, and that likely would have made it past the 350 needed down that both foul lines.
Another hard swing. This one fouled up into the nets, so it'll be 2-2.
So yeah, despite a walk, and a single to start last inning for Angelitis, a 1-2-3 double play ended it with bases loaded.
He threw 2 pitches at once. The ball was hit right back to him, and he delivered a heater to McNally to get the tag out at home. This one again off the bat of Kraus. It is again deep. Nicholson's running for it. It hits off the wall. Kraus is going to run 2. Now he's going to go 3. Nicholson finally got the throw off. It's handled. There's a play at third. It got past Danny Orton, but Kraus sees that there's backup, does not take off for 4. That went 350 and a half an inch, but it clipped the fence. So when 350 hit the fence directly, he needed about another foot to clear it, as it's a little short there in right field. But a hard hit triple, 94 off the bat, 350 total. Had a 230-29 launch angle. I think if he'd hit the sweet spot at 24, it would have been gone.
I mean, that was pretty much gone in.
And this one, another hard hit from Carter Greon, but that's into left field. Aaron Babayev vacuums it up. But just like that, Kraus will tag up from third and cross home plate. So his triple pays off with that sac fly RBI.
Yeah, a tough sac fly to swallow, 92 off the bat, 250, and just within reach for Aaron Babayev. Surwick surely thought, Groen surely thought that would have been a safe hit.
Surwick sends this one over his own dugout. Ump requests some new baseballs here soon. They've been crushing the past couple. Wonder if these are juiced. If this was the Yankees, people would accuse them of that. Here in Gaithersburg, I think we play clean. 0-1 now. This one's inside on Surwick. 1-1's the count. Only 1 out. There's no base runners. 1 run's already scored. Surwick swings and misses on that one. Nothing but air for the second strike. 1-2 is the count. Angelitis remains out there for your Giants. Puts that one to the side of the zone. 2-2 for this at-bat. The Boston College Eagle sets up in the box. That one is into the dirt from Angelitis, handled by McNally, but the count will go to full. Two Massachusetts College guys, Angelitis out of Merrimack. Surwick, the Boston College man, puts that one into play. Powell's going to have to run for it. Dives and sends it to first base. Rudisil gets the tag. And almost falling over was Brady Powell. Makes the good throw regardless.
That's the play that basically every kid playing baseball wants to try and make. That one where you're sprinting at the baseball, have to do the transfer on the run, and then throw it across your body in time. And Powell does exactly all of that. And a nice way to get 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Powell showing off his defensive skills to get that second out. Now, this is a passed ball from Angelitis to McNally, but like we mentioned, there's no base runners out there after that out, so nobody's going anywhere. MJ Phillips, the DH, is up to bat. 1-0's the count. This one's sent completely over McNally's head. Again, no base runners out there to advance. 2-0. Angelitis looking to regain his control. Phillips got the hands moving on that one. Should have swung full because it was in the zone 2-1. Angelitis sets, looking for the third out, puts it on the outside of the zone. He's going to find himself 3-1 facing MJ Phillips. It's the top of the fourth. Angelitis trying to find it. Puts this one over the plate. Behind the bat of MJ Phillips. Backpedaling is Joey Nicholson. He signals he's got it, and he does. The inning will be retired. Alex Angelitis takes Gaithersburg more than halfway through this game. Again, we only got 7 tonight because it's a doubleheader. So we're through the middle of the fourth. Stay with us here on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. Back here in Gaithersburg, your Giants are up 3-1 on the Southern Maryland Senators in leg 2 of the doubleheader. Number 45, Ethan McNally, the guy behind the plate today. Junior out of Clarion, steps up to bat first. Chase Collin coming back out for Southern Maryland in a relief effort in the 4th inning. Saw him replace Luke Emery back in the 3rd. Delivers a pitch that McNally felt was inside. Called strike, though. Oh-1 is the count for McNally. Watches that one to the far side of the plate. This time, it's too wide of the zone. McNally sets to face Collin. Gets his bat behind that. It's right to Nick Flores at shortstop. He takes a double crow hop, delivers it to Kraus for the first out in the bottom of the 4th.
As you said, a bit of a double clutch there, but McNally still just half a stride away from legging that one out after extra time taken by Flores.
So now Aaron Babayev, the left fielder, made that very impressive, almost over-the-shoulder catch in the last inning. Hoping to get his bat moving now. Watches ball 1.
Babayev singled his last time up and then was caught stealing to end the 2nd inning, which stranded a runner on 3rd, unfortunately, for the Giants.
Gets his bat behind that one, but it's right to third baseman Danny Serwick, who delivers it across the field, and Steven Kraus is ready for it. There's the 2nd out. So, back-to-back plays of the left side infielders having to send it all the way across. And Joey Nicholson will follow his fellow outfielder. He's been seeing some action out in right field. We had that deep bomb that he had to recover, as well as he made an impressive catch on the warning track the 1st inning. He watches ball 1. Collin sets, delivers now. Nicholson got the hands moving. It's called strike regardless of him not going. Now it's a 1-1. Collin sends this one. It's right to the third baseman, Danny Serwick, once again delivered across the field to Steven Krause. 3 batters, 3 ground balls to the left side of the field, and 3 outs at first base to close off the 4th inning. Stay with us here. Plenty of more action on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. We're back here in Gaithersburg. Alex Angelaitis is back out to pitch for the Giants. Very impressive through the first 4 innings. Now looking to continue that into the 5th.
Yeah, up to 66 pitches is Angelaitis. He's had some control issues the past 2 innings, but that hasn't amounted to much for the Senators.
Lucas Grantham sends that one off his bat. It's going to go foul. No damage done. I say no damage done. I hope it didn't hit anybody, David. That would be the worst broadcaster's jinx I could do.
And looks like Lucas Grantham will... Ooh.
And Grantham takes that one into the shoulder, throws his bat a little bit in frustration as Angelaitis apologizes to him. It's all in good fun and faith here in the Cal Ripken Collegiate League.
Yeah, 81 in around the shoulder area, so better than on the wrists. Now, I was going to say Grantham joining the Danny Orr party with the no gloves, but does have a little Evo Shield wrist protector that I guess mistook for batting gloves, because I've been checking basically every single batter since I've seen Danny Orr play in front of me without the gloves, just to make sure that he is the only one. But Grantham joining that group.
They are certainly anomalies. There's Angelaitis finding the zone now. 1-1 for Cale Vinson at the plate. He gets his bat behind that one, but it's fouled just back to his own dugout and bullpen. So hope Lucas Grantham's okay after that hit by pitch. Glad we didn't see a Bryce Harper, Madison Bumgarner situation, a fist fight here. It's been a long doubleheader day. Attempted throw out. It's Angelaitis.
Angelaitis seeing a bit of daylight there with Grantham a little further off.
And just like that, Cale Vincent will head to the dugout, not pleased with his at-bat. So he'll be followed by Nick Flores, top of the order for Southern Maryland. Attempted throw out on Lucas Grantham. Angelaitis put him there with a hit by pitch, and he's trying to get rid of him. Hoping not to nail him this time. This one's off the bat of Flores. It's up, it's high. Might hit the broadcast booth as people look towards us, David, but we're all good.
Sounded like it hit some concrete here at Crisp Automotive Field.
I know our assistant GM, Daniel Harrington's car's back parked right behind us, so glad that's concrete sound and not a car alarm. Angelaitis finding the zone there. It's 0-2 for Flores. He still has Grantham out there on first base to work with. Only one out. This one off the bat of Flores. Is it going to reach the gap? Powell's under it. He's going to have a chance to throw back, but Grantham retreats in time. No throw made. Powell showing off impressive speed, both base running. We saw 3 stolen bases through 3 innings. Got an impressive hop on one as well that got him all the way around for a second run. Impressive speed in the infield there, making that catch almost directly behind second base. First pitch strike from Angelitis now in this battle with Adam Trotch.
Angelitis pitch count now at 75.
Trotch sends that one right to first baseman Brace Rudisil, and he'll tag up. Angelitis makes it through 5 innings. Impressive from the Merrimack man. He's in the portal trying to impress some coaches right now. Stay with us. A lot more action ahead on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network.
We'll see.
We're back here, Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. It's still Jace Kanan on the mound in a relief effort for Southern Maryland. Currently 3-1, Giants up. They're stepping up to bat now. Ryan and Maxey, the shortstop out of Mount St. Mary's, will lead off this inning. Kanan sets, delivers this one to the outside of the plate.
Kanan got 3 groundouts, as you mentioned, last inning in the bottom of the 4th. Faced the minimum 3 batters.
Maxey gets his bat behind this one. It's going to be a run out for first. Routine play made by Cale Vincent. And so Brady Powell, the second baseman, saw his impressive speed in the middle infield last half inning. Seeing his impressive speed when he gets on base tonight. Hoping to get on base once again and try to steal a couple more. For a moment there, he was matching stolen bases to innings played. I think he's trying to go for 7 tonight. This one's to the outside of the zone. Good eye to watch ball, too.
Powell, 2 of the 4 total runs in this game, a single and a walk, and as you mentioned, the 3 steals.
And then it would have been a 4th steal, but Danny Orr found his bat behind it, got into play, and with that jump, Powell rounded home. This one's too high, and just like that, Brady Powell will head out to first base. We'll see if he stays there long. He doesn't like it very much. He much prefers 2 and 3, and Danny Orr is going to be up to bat.
Yeah, and we'll see how often the Senators try and check on Powell, whether that be a pickoff or a back pick. from Grantham.
They're certainly aware of his capabilities now. Orr gets his bat behind this one. This is deep left field. Running under it is Tribble. Will he get there in time? No, because it's over the fence. Danny Orr sends one deep, but Brady Powell doesn't need to steal this time because he's going to jog home. Followed by Danny Orr. That's a 2-run home run for your Gaithersburg Giants. 5-1 is the score. Danny Orr leads the team in at-bats. That one is going to be memorable with the 2-run home run.
It certainly is. I mean, that was given a long ride, and the left fielder Tribble looking up, waiting for it to come down, but the balls were carrying during BP, and they continue to carry into game 2.
And Brady Ruiz-Weiss gets a good piece of it. Tribble's running underneath it. And he's not going to make the play. Brady Ruiz-Weiss is going to round 2. He's calling to go 3, but he's going to hold in his stance as the Senators finally get a hold of the ball out there. David, the balls are flying.
And I was going to say, with Ruiz-Weiss's speed, he might go for a triple if one stays in the park, but elects to just stay with the double. And you talk about back-to-back batters paying off for the Giants. It has been certainly fireworks here in this bottom 5.
I'm going to give you a little bit of something I saw on Instagram the other day. It was Bill Nye the Science Guy was doing interviews at Nats Park, and he was asking the players, does the ball travel further in a humid atmosphere or a less humid atmosphere? What's your answer to that?
I'm going to say humid. I think that's the right answer.
All the players said no humid, but today it's humid and the balls are flying, and that's what Bill Nye said as well. Yeah, we saw it was, hiss and rain a little bit in the first game. Dry so far, but the atmosphere definitely thick and humid. And if Bill Nye the Science Guy is correct so far, because we saw back-to-back crush balls into left field.
And then, Collin, the question we had during the inning break, the half-inning break, was who was going to bat for Jacob Bunch, who was injured on the double he had in his final at-bat of this game. And it will be Aiden Marino, who pinch ran for him, stepping up to the plate. But the balls are flying. We'll see if Marino can pile it on here with Ruiz-Weiss in scoring position.
He's only dealing with 1 out. I'm sure he wants to join the party. Gets a piece of that one. That's into right field. Not quite as far as Carter Grion runs under it and makes the catch. He got a good piece of it, just not as far as the rest of them. Went 261, handled well by Grion.
He did get a nice piece of it just under it for Marino, unfortunately, and couldn't quite gather that one.
Bryce Rudisell out on first base. Last time he was up, he put one into the right field corner. Oh, attempted pickoff here on Brady Ruiz-Weiss. He's going to get stuck in a pickle. Aggressive base running. He has speed. Will the Yale Bulldog pull it off? And it's fumbled. And he reaches the base safely. It was fumbled by the pitcher, Kanan. And Brady Ruiz-Weiss, the Yale Bulldog, gets out of the pickle.
And when the runner has to change directions when they're in a pickle, that puts them at a massive disadvantage. But with Ruiz-Weiss's speed alone, he's able to run away from the fielders and just applies enough pressure for the ball to escape on the third throw of that pickle, and now he's standing 90 feet away.
He's an economics guy, also a fast runner. He didn't get to round the 3 on hoping for a triple last time, but he steals it anyway. This one's off the bat of Rudisill. It's into the gap. Triple is not there. Ruiz-Weiss is going to head home, and Rudisill's going to take 2, maybe 3. He's going to look for it, and he'll hold up just off of the bases. Bryce Rudisill adding to the party in left field.
That one, 91 off the bat, 254. And the third baseball that we've seen punched into that left field corner, Logan Tribble's getting his steps in out there in left for the Senators this inning.
Logan Tribble certainly seen his fair share of action. Southern Maryland's going to make a call to the bullpen. I'm sure that gives Logan Tribble a needed break as he's been running around out there. And as they take a moment to warm up and find a new pitcher, we'll take a break as well. A lot of action here. Stay tuned on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network.
Ready?
We're back here in Gaithersburg. It's still the bottom of the fifth. Ever exciting as Michael Walsh will now step to the mound for Southern Maryland.
Michael Walsh making his 5th appearance, 8 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, but 5 of them earned, 9 walks to 12 strikeouts. So he kind of takes the bat out of the batter's hands and walks and strikeouts, the 50-50 chance.
Well, Ethan McNally's going to step to the plate working with 2 outs. Gets a piece of that one. It hit the catcher, and he's going to go down. He's going to need a second and talk to his coach. That was a foul tip off McNally's bat. Just absolutely nailed Grantham in the head. Hope he's okay here.
85 coming in, and McNally's bat didn't really get a huge piece of that to slow it down, and directly into the mask of Grantham. We hope he's all right. He does not have the full mask. He elects to go with the half helmet and pull-off mask.
As well as some glasses underneath.
Yes.
His manager's going to clean those off for him.
Oh, luckily, they're looks like plastic sports glasses, so no real chance of them shattering into his eyes. That's good to see, at least, that he's all right and talking to the trainer for now.
Scott Middleton made a lot of substitutions in the last game. He already used Jax Nicholas today at catchers. It is a doubleheader. Lucas Grantham getting this one. See if he will remain in the game, as it appears he will. No sighting of Chet Bowling yet. So, receiving claps from the crowd. Grantham showing his toughness and getting back behind the dish.
And that was just the first pitch that the new pitcher on the mound, Walsh, threw. So
Yeah, Walsh probably wants a second warm-up after that break.
But luckily for him, his backstop is back and remaining in this game.
0-1. McNally trying to take advantage of Bill Nye's humid atmosphere and get a ball flying. That ball was dropped by Grantham. He's taking time. Something's wrong with his glasses.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the coach may not have cleaned those entirely well, so he couldn't see the ball on the ground, or there might be a crack in them. And the coach actually taking a look inside the glasses. Not sure if there's a crack or if they're dirty.
And he wants to make sure his backstop is as well prepared as he can be.
I would assume they just weren't clean.
So Grantham will return behind.
There was a piece of the glasses that came off, and Grantham now putting it back on.
Good to see he's still remaining behind the plate.
Yeah, I mean,
Healthy enough.
yeah, that's tough.
It's McNally, a fellow catcher, at bat. Gets a piece of that one. It's high. It's going to go towards the stands. Going to go and drop just over near the soccer field here at Criswell Automotive Field at Kelly Park, next to Harriet Tubman Elementary School. In Gaithersburg, there's all 4 identifiers of tonight's game. So now Walsh sets. In a relief effort, this is his first batter faced. Delivers a ball there. 2-2 is the count for McNally.
Great take from McNally. He's had a long at-bat already full of delays, but lengthening it more by taking that pitch 74 above the belt on McNally.
And Walsh has only thrown 4 pitches so far. He's been out there for a while. Delivers ball 3 high. Grantham vision back on place and handles that one.
And the air continues to cool down here in Gaithersburg. This is such a relief for me from the past couple of days of some triple-digit temperatures.
Swing and a miss there from McNally. That retires the inning. but not after excitement. We saw Danny Orr go yard. We saw ones put into left field like nobody's business. It's the end of the 5th inning. We're only playing 7 tonight in Gaithersburg. Stay tuned for more action.
Ready?
Yeah. Back here in Gaithersburg, after Alex Angelaitis had a great 5-inning start, he will be replaced now by Evan Sarantani on the mound for Gaithersburg.
Saratani making his 7th appearance. We saw him start the game in Alexandria earlier this week. Not a start that he wants to remember, but a 9 2/3 innings pitched thus far this season. 8 hits given up, 11 runs, all of them earned, and 12 walks to 13 strikeouts.
Certainly hopes to have this one be more memorable in a relief effort now. More suited for his game, the product out of Denison. Starts with the 1-0. That's high fly ball from Logan Tribble. He saw a lot of action go his way defensively, and the left fielder Aaron Babayev will run under it and get the first out here. So Logan Tribble saw a lot of balls fly towards him in left field, decides to send one back towards the Giants left fielder. This time it's handled, though, for an out.
Well, there, the jinx was working for you there. We talked about Freddie Diaz in Game 1 sending balls to third base, and then he grounded out to third base, but right there, Tribble flying out to Babayev and left.
Sarantani delivers ball 1. It was dropped by McNally, but no movement. Steven Krause is in the batter's box. Krause gets a piece of that one, pulls it across his body, sends it a far, far foul ball. That was a deep hit. We're seeing balls fly right now.
Yeah, this is a lot more than last night in Olney, that's for sure.
Even a lot more than the first game of today's doubleheader.
Yeah.
That one bounced off of McNally's foot, goes all the way up to the track man. That was one of the more interesting pass balls I've seen. Two one. Sarantani on the mound. Delivers this one. It's foul tipped by Krause. Goes over McNally. Luckily, doesn't hit him, as we saw last catcher, Lucas Grantham, for Southern Maryland, have a scary moment, but return to the plate. Glad he's okay. 2-2. Sarantani sent that one. It was a check swing from Kraus. They're going to say he goes. Uses some choice words to the ump to describe that one, but Sarantani has his first out. Sarantani and I went to high school together, Gonzaga College High School. He's a WCAC champion. Want to give that one a shout out.
Sarantani also had a close call, a bit of a scare in BP, had his back turned. He was the one manning the bucket in shallow center field, and they put a screen out for him to stand kind of behind, but was ranging back for a baseball, and a line drive just popped over it, zipped by just over his head, so he's all good.
We're glad he's okay. Yeah. Manager TJ Brockway's glad he's okay, since he has to use him tonight.
Laughing about it after BP, but...
Absolutely. Not in the moment. 2-0 for Carter Grion. The Husky at the plate. Swings and misses there. First strike of this battle. Carter Grion, rising junior at UConn, got to witness one of those 2 national championships from their basketball team. This one's off his bat. It's high. It's Brady Powell jogging in to get it. And Brady Powell has been a vacuum tonight. Defensively, runs the bases good. 6-1. Last time Giants were up to bat, the balls were going deep. Runs were scoring. Let's see if that happens again on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. You can come back. It's the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. The home team is up 6-1 in the second leg of this doubleheader. The Senators came out on top after the 4 o'clock start. And now the Giants in the bottom of the 6th, hoping this is their last time in the batter's box. As we are only playing 7 because of the doubleheader, Aaron Babayev is going to head to the plate. He saw the guys in front of him get the action going. He hopes to continue that. It's still Michael Walsh on the mound for the Senators. He sent that one past Grantham. Now Walsh sets, facing Babayev. He gets his bat behind that one. That's deep into right field. Running under it is Grion. Is he going to be there in time? He is. He makes the catch. And Aaron Babayev circles first. He wanted to do the same as Danny Orr did an inning ago. Falls just a little too short. Trackman didn't catch it, but it was out there.
The ball nearly jumped out of Grion's glove out there and right. Had to kind of double clutch it to make sure it properly was secure. And unfortunately for Babayev, he'll have a seat. But I mean, we were joking pregame during BP, him and myself and Joey Nicholson, about Joey's home run last night, saying finally Joey did it. And then I turned and said, why don't you get one of your own? And nearly had one of his own right there.
I'm sure he would have wanted you to interview him if that one had gone yard to let you know he did do it. As Southern Maryland is going to make another call to the bullpen. This time it's going to be number 27, Alan Miller, heads to the mound. The junior out of Shepherd. And as we'll give him a chance to warm up and we'll step aside.
Anyways, whatever.
We're back here. Alan Miller heads to the mound. Quick warm up to get himself going. Joey Nicholson is up to bat now. So he watched Aaron Babayev send one close to deep. Was handled by Grion. Now he gets his bat behind this one in the left field. Tribble's running under it. Will he get there in time? And it drops in fair play, so Nicholson's going to have to round first. He thought it was going to go yard, but it just drops in. Almost out of sight here for David and I. Trees and poles in the way, but we watch him take second base.
Yeah, after last night, he certainly thought that one was gone. He was able to pull that baseball down the line, and if he had been playing in Olney, that would have been gone clear of the corner. But here at Criswell Automotive, 350 all the way around. It stays in those corners, so Nicholson
got a piece of it was Maxey. They're saying it's up, and Lucas Grantham makes an easy catch for a high foul ball. I shouldn't say easy. It was definitely had to reach for it, but he made it look easy so far.
Yeah, but just going back to that Nicholson double, he thought it was gone. I mean, it was absolutely crushed. And I'm not sure had he hustled out of the box if he would have been safe at third or not. Obviously, extra bases either way, but unfortunately for Nicholson, it's not nights with back-to-back homers.
So Brady Powell, he was the second run driven in by that home run by Danny Orr. Back to the top of the order. Gets a piece of that one, sends it into the gap. Nicholson's going to have a chance to round home. Powell's going to remain on first. Is the throw going to be there in time? They send it to the infield. Steven Krause handled it, but not before Joey Nicholson rounds home. There's another run for Gaithersburg. He didn't go deep, but gets across home plate anyways, so I'm sure he's happy about that one.
Trackman picked it up that time, 95 off the bat, straight back up the middle. Alan Miller, a bit of a scare.
It did just barely go over Miller's head, dropped in that center field gap. Orr gets behind it, puts this one again into play. The Speedy Pal's going to stop at second because it was handled really quickly by Logan Tribble. They throw it to third base just in case the Radford man tries anything funny. So Orr getting his bat behind the ball on back-to-back ones. Didn't quite go yard this time, but finds the green grass and left.
Certainly does his job to keep this inning alive. Anything more for the Giants is just insurance, and they'll take all of it that they can get here.
And Brady Ruiz-Weiss, who had one of the most impressive base running opportunities last time he was out, got out of a pickle from a mishandled throw to third base. So now he looks to get back on there and show off his skills once again. Fouled the first one. It's 0-1. Watches that one for ball one. There's 2 outs. Danny Orr's on first. Brady Powell's on second. It was Joey Nicholson who rounded home. Brady Powell takes off. It's behind the bat of Ruiz-Weiss. It's deep, but not deep enough. Aiden Trotch ready for it, and that retires the inning. Like that, the Senators are going to have work to do. 6 runs to be exact if they want to extend this game as we head to the top of the 7th. Only 7 played here tonight because of the doubleheader. Stay tuned for the final inning on Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network. We're back here in Gaithersburg. It's 7-1. The Giants are up in Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Senators had the advantage in Game 1. The Giants are looking to make a difference. Some intense music being played by our assistant GM. And Evan Sarantani remains on the mound for the Giants. His first batter to face is number 11, Alex Martin. He's going to be pinch hitting because Southern Maryland needs the bats to go. 6 runs needed to tie. First pitch is a ball from Sarantani.
And I was wondering when Scott Middleton was going to unload the bench, whether he was going to keep his bats in this game or try and get the guys that he also threw into the latter parts of Game 1 back in here in Game 2.
Swing and a miss there. So Alex Martin, as David mentioned, unloaded from the bench. Manager Scott Middleton gave you and I a very difficult time, you specifically on play-by-play, in that first game with unloading the bench. Sarantani delivers strike 2.
From our view here at Criswell Automotive Field in the treehouse, as we can call it, above the snack shack, it's a little hard to see the visiting on deck circle until they step up to bat, and by then their numbers aren't facing us.
If they stand, they get right into the batter's box and then stand adjacent to us, then we can't even see their backs.
Yeah, exactly. 50% of the time we'll be able to catch their number if they're going over to the lefty batter's box. But
try to get them on a swing, practice swing through, see if their back turns to us.
Exactly.
Sarantani and Martin in a 1-2 now. Sarantani delivered. That one was close to the plate. Good eye from Martin. That was just about a half a baseball out of the zone, according to our TrackMan. So, as the ump calls it, it's 2-2. Sarantani delivers the high. He catches Martin swinging. He heads back. Nothing to show. Now, Sarantani wasn't appreciative of his last start. Got subbed out in the second inning. Looking to be the closer here for Gaithersburg. Chet Bowling, another pinch hitter, will step to the plate. The bench is being unloaded. Southern Maryland trying to pull out all the stops to sweep this doubleheader. Sarantani sends ball 1. Chet Bowling in the batter's box.
We likely would have seen Chet Bowling take over for Lucas Grantham had he not been able to continue after taking that tipped ball by Ethan McNally.
Bowling gets his glove behind this one, or tried to have his glove, but Bowling's bat too hard hit. That was 97. So not enough for Orr to handle it. He shakes his head, a little disappointed. 1 out here in Gaithersburg, 1 base runner on first base.
It wasn't one of those line drives that puts a hole in your glove, but I'm sure Danny Orr feels that way. He thought he probably had the reach for it, but just really hot off the bat, as you said, 97, and just a little too hot to handle.
And there's a strike from Sarantani. As it's Grantham in the box. Gets a piece of that one, sent it to McNally, so Grantham got caught with a foul tip earlier in this game. Now it's Grantham sending one into McNally.
Yeah, trying to return the favor. Not intentionally, obviously. But.
Not intentionally, but the catchers are now even, sending a foul tip into each other. So Grantham trying to follow up his fellow catcher, Chet Bowling, who's already on first base. He gets a piece of that one. I think it hit the TrackMan.
Yeah, it hit the neck of the bat, had Grantham completely jammed, and then a loud thunk right into the TrackMan. I'm sure if our GM Matt Kangas is listening, he is not going to like the sound of that one bit.
No, we hope that everything's picked up. We'll let you know if anything says like 300 miles an hour on the next one. It did catch the exit speed, though. I'm glad. It was out there. TrackMan updates 75 miles an hour. Ball far off of the plate. 1-2 is the count. Still Grantham in there. It's Bowling on first. Southern Maryland has work to do with one out if they want to extend this one. This one is now off Grantham's bat. It's high. It's Danny Orr who makes the catch. Let one get past him before, now reaches for the second out. So Evan Sarantani trying to close this one out. Looking for the final out in here in today's game. It's Cale Vincent to the plate. No pinch hitter used by Southern Maryland. Gaithersburg trying to split today's doubleheader. Sarantani delivers strike one now. Sarantani sets. Vincent at the plate. He gets his bat behind this one. It's going to hit the nets and drop down safely. So that's strike two. 0-2 now. Sarantani finds himself a pitch away from ending this game. It was an impressive start on the mound from Alex Angelitis. He shoved before being relieved by Sarantani. He's been great so far. We're in the top of the seventh. It's a doubleheader day. This is the final inning. Gets him on that one. They're going to say that he went. And just like that, a check swing from Cale Vincent ends today's game. The Gaithersburg Giants split the doubleheader with the Southern Maryland Senators. David, what impressed you today?
What impressed me today is the ability to bounce back. Game one, there was minimal offense, minimal momentum going in the favor of Gaithersburg, but a sensational start from Angelitis. We've talked about how starting pitching has been an issue for Gaithersburg, but Angelitis, an amazing outing here to start game two. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, just the lone run given up, 1 walk to 3 strikeouts. He performed amazingly, all under 80 pitches too as well.
Angelitis, fantastic on the mound. The bats flying. Danny Orr going yard. As Bill Nye says, the humid atmosphere gave the Giants a little bit of help, a little bit of home field advantage here today in the second leg of the doubleheader. Giants fight back and get the win.
Yeah, their 4th victory of the season, so obviously still not where they want to be, but they could have another win on their hands. They have that 8-5 lead over the Crop Dusters heading to the 7th. Once again, that game will be resumed the hour before the Wednesday matchup against the Crop Dusters here at Criswell Automotive. So in that one, we'll have the Giants as the away team for an hour and for those 3 innings, and then we'll go back to the home team here in Gaithersburg on Wednesday. But tomorrow, Collin, you and I have the treat of heading to South County as the Giants battle the Braves. The Metro South County Braves at 3-13, and they lost game 1 of their doubleheader to the Crop Dusters 7-5. And currently their game 2 is still going on, and only they're down 2-0 top of the 5th. And if that game goes on for another hour and a half, they're going to have the same issue we had last night in Olney with noise and light ordinance curfews.
Crop dusters going to find themselves with a bunch of unfinished games. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Craziness in the Cal Ripken Collegiate League as summer heats up. Giants are too a little bit, David. Giants are starting to heat up. That's it for here's tonight's broadcast. I'm Collin Smith alongside David Lewis. Giants get the win in the second leg of the doubleheader. Tune in tomorrow. We got action for you all season on the Gaithersburg Giants Broadcast Network.